Matondo Masaka Mpang Benikam. Matondo Masaka, dear family. Now the floor will be open for everybody who have a comment, who have a question. Just to remind about the house rules. Mama Matuzola, could you just remind us the house rules, please? And after that, time will be given for anybody. Amen.
And get the Matondo Masaka for that teaching. The house rules, family, are quite simple. We just ask that everyone would raise your hand before you speak, so everyone gets a chance to speak, and so we can keep order. And we ask that everyone that do want to speak, when you raise your hand and you're given time to speak, please keep your comment to 5 minutes or under 5 minutes, so that everyone can have an opportunity to share. So that is what we're asking. Matondo Masaka. And so moving on, I see Hunter, time is given.
Matondo Masaka, Mama Zulu, Tutondole Kikilu, everybody. We thank you, especially Mpangiame Benika, Mpangiame Tusamba, for allowing this to be possible, for the teachings and for the information, the wisdom, and the guidance and the encouraging words that were given through the Mwanda Valela to you, to give to us. And may Tatan Zambia Mpungu continue to open the eyes and the ears, the minds and the hearts of all who are here and who desire to be here but can't be here, that we may be led as Tatan Zambia is our compass, continuing to point us in the right direction. We're obedient to him and submit to him. Tutondole Kikilu. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for participating, because without you, this wouldn't be possible. And so especially those who are watching on YouTube, please join us. All praise, glory, and honor to Tatan Zambia Mpungu Lendo. Saluvu vamos!
Yala!
Yala!
Family, is there anyone else that want to make a comment or have a question? Elder Patrick, time is given. You're on mute, Elder Patrick, you're on mute.
See me, family. Luvuvamu.
Yala!
Andla.
Aweto.
Aweto.
A luta continua.
A vitória é certa.
Good presentation. One point only I need to emphasize, and I think I've emphasized this point from the beginning, and he alluded to it. Brother Samba, Brother Benika alluded to that. It's the translation. Whatever you do, you need to learn. You read the Bible in English, and then you read it again in the vernacular of your mother tongue. You will see the lost in translation that was meant, the meaning of those words. That's where the secret really is in the language. When you read it in your language, you will see the Monda Velela now open exactly what they did not understand when they translated the vernacular in the Bible. That's the key. You don't have to look anywhere else. That's the key. Ngeta.
Ingeta, Matondo Masaka.
Are there any more comments, family?
We have Mutabe.
Time is given.
Before I ask my question, I noticed there was a question from Fear. I don't think he's on the call anymore, but I'd like for that to be addressed in case he watches later on. He asked regarding African spirituality, can you explain if animal slaughter is demonic or if it gives praises to Tatanzambi? And then I'll ask my question after.
Come again on that question, Brother Mtai.
He says, regarding African spirituality, can you explain if animal slaughter is demonic or if it gives praises to Tatanzambi? That was a question posed by Fia at the beginning of the teaching.
Matondo Masaka. Brother Patrick, you want to say something?
Yeah, I can. Based on traditional aspects, remember what we said is there are certain parts of our traditions that are not acceptable in certain terms. But when we go to the biblical aspect now, let's go to the kosher. Let's go to the kosher side of how slaughtering should be done. There's a designated person who was designated to slaughter an animal. Because just like Tatanzambi said, you have free dominion over everything. And these are the animals that you are supposed to eat. It was actually given in the biblical terms. No vegetables were mentioned in there. It was the cow, goats, and lamb. And the reason why it was emphasized on that, understand this. The goats and the cows eat grass. And that grass is what manifests in their body, and we are supposed to consume that. But what has happened over the years is that now they are feeding it corn and feeding it other stuff. That's why you're seeing a lot of those diseases coming up. Now, when we come up with the slaughtering aspect, there's a difference in how you slaughter a beast. Modern terms right now, they slaughter using a gun on the head. And it actually is like a probe that goes into the brain and kills them. Now, the animal is put upside down and it's fighting. When it fights, the blood circulates in the veins, and therefore it is slaughtered with blood in the veins. Okay, so when you eat the meat, you're eating it with blood in the veins. That was not the actual ancestral way of killing. The way we mean by kosher is there's a small knife that just cuts on the neck and the blood flows out. So you don't eat the blood in the meat. Now, if you go to Ethiopia right now, there are people that eat meat without being cooked. And it is eaten as a way of kosher with no blood in it. So there is a way that was given. That's why in Levites, there's a designated person who was always designated. If you go anywhere, they'll ask and say, was that meat slaughtered by a kosher designated person? Yes, there was a way to slaughter the beef, but we have gone away from those standards and we have actually gone into other areas of it. He gave us the animals to eat, and those are the animals that we should be eating to this day. I'll leave it to the others to interject on it.
Yeah, maybe to add that in the biblical time, a king would slaughter a bull on behalf of the whole community, or a priest would slaughter a bull for the forgiveness of his own sins. But nowadays, everyone, every family or every community, they are slaughtering their cow or animal. That's mass massacre. We are not supposed to kill animals in large numbers. So that's the reason why we are also possessed by the spirit of these animals, because we have become wild.
Matondo, Elder Kennedy. Mama Matzola allow us to jump already on it. Yes, Samba would like to mention anything on it.
Matondo Masaka, thank you, Elder. For reading the chat and brought out this question as well. I agree totally with everything our elders said, Elder Patrick and Kennedy. Yeah, and I'd like to take this issue to a spiritual level, slaughtering animal. I'm not sure if our brother wanted to hear that in this way. But here in the land, I'm guessing, not sure, because in South Africa, many people try to do that. And then our brother is based in South Africa, where everybody takes animal to sacrifice for their sins or some spiritual ritual. And then I would like to invite anybody who has the book of Isaiah 53, verse 4 to 7. That's my humble opinion on that question, my answer. Isaiah 53, verse 4 to 7.
So
Surely,
sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of Tatazambi, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities, the chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we were healed.
Yes, thank you a lot, Elder, for reading that. Says the fact that it was our suffering he took on himself. We are talking about Messiah who died for us, for our sins. He bore our pain, but we thought that Nzambe was punishing him. But Nzambe was beating him for something he did. But he was being punished for what we did. He was crushed because of our guilt. He took the punishment we deserved, and this brought us peace. We were healed because of his pain. We had all wandered away like a sheep. We had gone on our own way, but yet the Lord put all our guilt on him. He was treated badly, but never posted. He was nothing like a lamb being led away to be killed. He was like a sheep that makes no sound as its vow is being cut off. He never opened his mouth to defend himself. He was taken away by force and judged unfairly. The people of his time did not even notice that he was killed, but he was put to death for the sin of people. On my Portuguese version, family, it says that he was the animal that was sacrificed. So after the moment that Messiah died for us in the cross, he washed away all our iniquities, all our sins, all our impurity. I'm taking this question to a spiritual level. So before it was allowed the priest to kill animal, a very born animal. That's why Isaiah said that Isaiah was without defect. It was clean, it was pure. So Nzambe used him as this animal for the entire world to clean our sins. So now, in our present time, family, we don't need any sacrificing of animal for our sins, because somebody has paid for this price long ago. If we sin, the only way that we can ask and for us to be clean is by praying, asking forgiveness. But we see a lot in this awakening, many people being asked to kill God chicken, cut the neck, and take that blood and put in your forehead, you'll be cleansed. No. Messiah has done, has paid for this in the cross. Going to what Elder Patrick said, even Toko instructed us, when you eat the meat, it has to be well done. We cannot eat the meat with its own blood on it. No. You gotta eat the meat without the blood, like coming out. No. Elder Patrick already explained why. I'm just coming to like a testimony about what Toko instructed us in this case. So I would like to finish here. Inget.
Ngeta. Hallelujah. Luvova mo.
Ngeta. Yala.
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 Yalla.
Mator Masaka, Yet Samba. Mator Masaka, Elder Patrick, Elder Kennedy, for your input. That was very benefic, beneficial, and that is the truth. Family, Brad Samba mentioned, on the spiritual level, and that is how it's supposed to be. As Elder Kennedy also mentioned that, going back to the question, he asked, it is demonic or not? It is not demonic. It is not demonic. Slaughtering is not demonic. But guess what? Kadiampemba only comes for what? To kill, steal, and destroy. It's just not to make, it just take advantage from stuff. You are clapping like this, he come, you just know how to mess up stuff. And Elder mentioned, the way they kill animals now, oh, everybody just kill. Come on, who is the high priest here? Because back in the days, the high priest, Elder Patrick say, an anointed person is the one responsible for that task. Not just any person who was busy sinning all the night and woke up and is going to, slaughter animal. Who are you? If that person doing that, he's even making your situation worse. You see the problem now. Now everybody's a priest today. The question now, who is our high priest? To kill goats or to kill animal for the remission of our sins? It's nobody. Everybody's assuming he's dressing this court as high priest. Like, that's slaughter, come on. And maybe what this person is doing in the darkness, we don't know. And Paul says that's why many of you are dying, and some also are getting sick, because we don't know how to do stuff. There is two aspects of this. This is not the money, but sometimes Nzambi will suspend something for our own benefit. Not because it's bad or demonic, but you will say, you know what, just stop it. Just stop it, leave it. I'll find another way to avoid you to be misled or to avoid you to be led astray. Isaiah didn't come to abolish the law, he came to fulfill the law. That's why the Pharisees, they went against him because they thought he's coming to abolish the law, but he said, no, I'm coming to explain everything in order. Psalms 40, verse 6, it says as follows. Sacrifice and offering you do not desire, but you have given me an open ear. Burnt offering and sin offering you have not required. Verse 7, then I said, here am I. In the scroll of the book, it is written of me. I delight to do your will, O my Nzambi. Your law is within my heart. Because back in the days, people were abusing this stuff. Hey, bro, somebody, you see, oh, bro, let's buy a goat. You don't have money? Oh, don't worry, I'll give you money. You know, people were abusing. Just the same way now, people are abusing grace. They sin and they go, they forget, you know, they confess, oh, amen. You know, they go and sin again and they come back. Amen. They go and sin again and they come back. Amen. What is this? And Zambia hate this. He hate that so bad. He hate that so bad. That's why many churches, you know, currently they're misleading people through grace. Through grace. The same thing as well happened, you know, nothing is new. Because of that, I'm say, you know what? I'm tired of this. If you are making offering to me for tomorrow to go and sin again, no, I don't want that. Nzambi family, it never changed, but is in Nzambi of changes. Tata Nzambi never changes, but is in Nzambi of changes. That's why we see this updating. That's why we see updating. But some mentioned. Now currently, people, they say, no, for you, in order for you to be cleansed, you have to slaughter. They slaughter, they ask you God, and they ask you money. This is happening in the awakening. Some people, they will say, you know, you want to be cleansed? Okay, you have to pay money for us to slaughter you. And you know, it is like a business, they're making huge money. But they forgot that Melchizedek, high priest, already spoke in the book of John, you know, John 15 verse 3. He says as follows: you have already been pruned and purified by the message I've given you. That's enough. Because the word of a king is a decree and can purify you. A king has the power to either have mercy on you and to kill you, but he decided to forgive. And through his word, you know, remember, Nzambi do everything through his word. That's why we're no longer in this kind of stuff. But, Isaiah didn't come to abolish the law. Some stuff we don't like to mention, otherwise, you know, people may think that, you know, this stuff is normal, we can do it. Nzambi is present in every aspect of our life. But the elders, in Angola, we call them the sobers. Simon Toko didn't abandon our tradition, no. This slaughter has two purposes, but we're focusing in a spiritual way. But when it comes to tradition, they are elders appointed. And this is not common, the way people play around. No, this is not common. And that is done for a specific reason, We can't deny that, because that is a reality. In the village, if you go, especially in the village, if you go in the village, those elders, they're wise and they have the spirit within them. In a specific event, but they don't do that, you know, to cleanse you or something like that. No. They do as Nzambi leads them. But if you go there because you want power, you want to be purified, you want to be anointed, that's wrong. That's wrong. So, but we focus on the spiritual side. Spiritually, no, we don't need this. We're fine. It is not needed. And currently here in South Africa, this is very common, this practice. And there are many witnesses of people. They even went broke. You know, remember, because we spoke about the ancestor spirit, but there is a condition. We also say but. Some of them that were not living a righteous life here on earth, now they play with people. They demand slaughter over and over and over. And there are people, they're like, you know, they bow down on their knees, and they, you know, when they speak to the ancestors, they clap their hand 3 times. And they said, but I have no money to buy goat and slaughter. Find a way for me to buy money. You know, they demand a lot, but they can't provide for people. I'm confused. What is this kind of spirit? They demand goat, they demand chicken, they demand this and that. And people went broke. This guy, you know, he wrote a book. This guy was a Sangoma. He forsake from being a Sangoma. He said, this time, I'm tired of this thing. And he wrote a book. The title of the book is, They're Not My Ancestors. That's the title of the book. Why? Because of the spirits he went through. Those spirits were demanding him slaughter all the time. But he said, I have no money to buy goat or chicken. I'm poor. I left, you know, and those spirits, they block him from getting a job. Those spirits are very, you know, they can suppress your life if you are not powerful. And later on, he was afraid of the spirit. He wanted to leave the spirit, but he was afraid because the spirit, they can chase you whatever we go. But one time, he heard a voice, and the voice said, run, leave it. Don't go back and serve those spirits anymore. He realized this is the voice of Nzambe. He said, but I am afraid it will come after me. He said, no, they won't touch you. Stop being Sangoma, leave it. For I have called you. Your brothers are waiting for you. He said, I'm not sure if I can leave it. Those spirits, they will come after me. And guess what? They come after. If you're weak, they can block all the finance, they can destroy your life. This is the part where we put question mark down. And we examine John, 1 John 4. So family, that's a point we'd like to mention. And this guy, he forsake. He stopped from being Sangoma, practicing divination. And he's free now. He shared the word, he used the Bible, he preached normally. And he want nothing to do with this kind of spirit. Because they were demanding him a lot. They were demanding, but they couldn't provide. But Nzambe, he demand and he provide. That's the difference. So Matono Masaka, El Matavi, I think you said after this you like to mention your question, Matono Masaka.
Sorry about that. Somebody just posted something before our elder Mutave goes. Something very important as well. Brother Nimia, are you there? You posted some scriptures. Can you talk about them very quickly?
Yes. I mean, I'll just go verbatim. You know, Leviticus 17:10 through 11. Considering the fact that we were on the topic of sacrifice, as well as how it pertains in regards to the Old Testament. Yeah, it's coming straight from Tata Nzambe Mpungu, and the Mwanda Valela had revealed these to me while some of the elders were speaking. Leviticus 17 verses 10 through 11. If Isolele or foreigners eat any blood, I will condemn them and exclude them from the people, because blood contains the life. I have given this blood to you to make peace with me. Blood is needed to make peace with me. This is in regards to how Mpangiame Tusamba had mentioned it's supposed to be cooked a certain way. It wasn't supposed to be boiled. It wasn't supposed to be pan fried. It was instead supposed to be roasted over fire to ensure that all of the blood was dissipated from the meat. One of the others also mentioned how when the cows were hung upside down, you know, they're fighting and they're executed through a bolt gun in the back of the head. At least here in America, that's primarily how it's done. This also causes adrenaline. adrenaline to be pushed through their bodies. And when we consume that, that's only consuming, you are what you eat, is what it said, you know? And so rather than them dying in a peaceful manner, kosher as it's called, I wanted to share that. Moving on to the next one really quick, Leviticus chapter 7, verse 27. Anyone who eats the blood must be cut off from their people. This is again something, you know, in relation to what Pangyame Tusamba had said. You know, we aren't supposed to be eating the blood. The meat was to be consumed, but it was to be consumed in a particular fashion. That we weren't consuming the blood, but instead still consuming the meat. Moving on to the next one really quick, Leviticus 17:3. Any Isolele who slaughters a bull, sheep, or goat inside or outside the camp is guilty of bloodshed or murder. He has shed blood and must be excluded from the people. The whole particular reason for sacrifice, and initially how it was done was to sin offering, oblation or burnt offering for Tatan Zambi. It wasn't to be consumed first and foremost. I think that was a practice that was done in Kemet or in Egypt. And so after they left there, that's when they were lusting after meat. Moving on to the next one very quick, 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. Is Mfumu or is Nzambi as delighted with burnt offerings and sacrifice as he would be with your obedience. To follow the instructions is better than sacrifice, and to obey is better than sacrificing the fat of rams. And so he requires obedience as opposed to sacrifice. So I just wanted to share what the Mwanda Valela had revealed. So ingeta.
Ngeta.
Ingeta. Matona Masaka, Brother Anton. I want Zambi, we showed you that. Ingeta.
Elder Matavi?
Okay, my question was, if you experience in a dream or whatever form, somebody who has passed away, and they appear to you, maybe a loved one, and they speak to you, how should you treat that? And after I'm done, I think Soliso had a question, so I think she should be next. Thank you.
Matano Masaka. Brother Samba, would you like to mention?
Before I go on, I would like to that question to ask Mama Tuzola. Could you share to us that experience you had about your death? Maybe you should serve it as an answer as well.
Well, in my experience, it was I was asleep, and I saw my dad. My dad passed many years ago, and I saw him. He was just standing there, and he was just standing in his normal posture, and he had a smile on his face, and the area that he was standing in was green. I could see that. It was green. It was like the grass was green. And he just stood there and he just watched me. But he never said anything. But I felt peace. I felt a sense of peace. It didn't make me afraid or anything of that nature. So that was my dream. It was pretty simple. I just saw him. He appeared to me in my dreams, but he didn't speak to me. He was just there watching me.
Tondo Masaka. So Mama Matuzola, for you, because now we are having a conversation. The teaching is over. Now is for us to clarify equations and so on. When you saw that, did you feel as a bad stuff? Were you afraid, or how was your spirit?
It was restful. It was peaceful. It didn't make me afraid in any way. It was good. I perceived it to be a good experience. Yeah.
Tonda Masaka, for sharing that, Mama Matuzol. So I'm gonna go very quickly, my humble opinion, serving as an answer for this. When somebody dead appears to our dream, it comes for two purposes. One, if it's a righteous person who died, coming on our dream, coming to give us to transmit us a message. Or sometimes when when the person was so close to us and we're still complaining a lot, the person comes to make us calm down. Don't cry anymore. I know what you are going through. I'm in a good place. So it is to comfort us. Remember, as we said, I still remembering as well, Elder Patrick, when we had that bad. Yes, yeah, Elder Patrick said when she was talking to her, don't be sad because we don't die, sister. You will find your son later on. So sometimes we gonna find them or they come to talk to us. In the way it is dreams. Zambia use a lot of ways to communicate with us. So some of them, they come as well as our ancestors to guide us, to give us a sign, to tell, hey, don't do that. Hey, you should walk like that. Oh, and then others are evil spirit as well. There is good and bad at the same time. Others are a bad spirit who are coming really to to make your life bad. So they're gonna start using people to go against you. And you are in the dream, you are dreaming like you are fighting with that person, but when you wake up, oh, but this person is dead. How come you're still fighting with me? Is his spirit who is fighting you? Because either good or bad, they are there. The spirit is there. So that's why evil continues coming over and over. My little experience, I had one of these days I was dreaming, and in the dream I saw Simon Toko came to me physically. I was with a lot of Toko's family. Like all of us were standing, but nobody saw him. And then I was asking them, can you see Simon Toko? They said, wait. And then I realized it. He just came to me. And then after that, I saw one of the pastors we had in South Africa who passed away, who was there as well. So, oh my goodness, that is Pastor Santos. But my spirit came, he's dead. And then I saw him wearing white suit. And I said, okay, he's walking with Simon Toko. I wasn't afraid, and then Toko talked to me. That's a private stuff. See? So that's my little humble opinion and answer for that. I don't know if with Mama Matuzola experience and what I said was able to answer the question, but we're still having Mpang Benik and all the family here that may also help us on that. Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Elder Patrick, Elder Mutava. Elder Patrick. I think we find the answer. Yes, Brother Samba mentioned it very correctly. That's why we say our behavior on earth reflect our behavior. Our behavior on earth physically reflect our spiritual person, or who will be spiritually. Either will be evil or transformed into a mercy. What did the scripture speak, That's why when we see Christianity is far, it's behind. We're moving with our spirituality, with our African spirituality. We're driving fast, man. No, we are another dimension. Because all of these things, the man has been, revealing. And this kind of stuff in the churches, most of the time they will misinterpret everybody as evil. But this is not the case. This is not the case. Of course, those who were evil, or even those persons who failed while they were on earth, spiritually, they will not give you good advice. There is this guy who passed away. They used to work, in the word of Nzambe, but two. One passed away. And through a vision, he comes to the other one, to his colleague, and say, we will also fail you. We will also cause you to fail. So this is what he says. But there's a lady from Congo. They suffered a lot in South Africa. They went through and they suffered a lot. And when her mother passed away, they were very poor. Her mother passed away. And she was very sad. Mother passed away, left her with the children. But one day, her mother, she came in a vision dressed like a queen, beautiful, beautiful. Even the skin color, the skin was like a baby, smooth and beautiful. The skin, beautiful family. This body is not the same in Zulu. In Zulu, right now as we speak, you are another person. You are not this one. But this is the small, size, the small person of you. She came as a queen, beautiful, fully transformed. And I think she had a bodyguard. Angels were with her. She came and she said to her child, my daughter, I'm fine. I'm fine where I am. I'm fine. Don't worry. She even had, queen, just imagine queen. Yes. When our behavior is good, those, our loved one, they will come as embassy to transmit a good message also. Even they can come to warn us. Yes. Yeah, so Masaka, and I see on the chat there was a question from Sister Holithwa. Does the tribe of Levi still have their... Yes, Brother Tamba?
Sorry to cut you, my brother. Before we move on the next question, I just would like to ask our elder Mutave, please, if you don't mind, to read for us Book of Job, chapter 33.
Is that Job? Brother Cassandra,
yes,
is that
Job.
Job?
Yes, Job.
Okay.
33 from verse 13 to 18.
Job 33, verse 13 to 18. Why do you complain to him that he responds to no one's words? For Tatanzambe does speak, now one way, now another, though no one perceives it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on people as they slumber in their beds. He may speak in their ears and terrify them with warnings, to turn them from wrongdoing and keep them from pride, to preserve them from the pit, their lives from perishing by the sword.
You're on mute, Brother Tamba.
Yeah, I just would like to add that to that question, to serve as a base that in the dream, Nzambe speak to us as well. And something is coming again. Sometimes Nzambe will use your relative because it's the face that you are used to talk to you. Because if he uses somebody who you don't know, it will be very complicated sometimes for us to grab, to get the message. So sometimes use the face of somebody you know very well, maybe dead or still alive. Okay.
Let me just add one point there. Remember, you are asleep. Your eyes are closed, but you can see the person that is coming to you. And the only reason that person is coming to you is because you are balanced. The reason why Mama Matizola was able to acknowledge and not stand in fear and say, that's my dad. The reason that everybody would see them, because we are righteous, we have a balance in our life, so we are able to say, oh, it's so and so. But if our heart is not balanced, evil, and we have hate because of the way they left us, Kadiam Pemba takes advantage of that. That's it.
Hallelujah. Levovamu.
Yala.
Allah.
Allah.
Elder Mutazi, you'd like to add something before we move on?
I would just add that it's important to realize who's appearing and to compare that the message that they're speaking lines up with the word of the Tanzania in our Nkanda. Because like Elder Patrick has said, Kadiam Pemba could take advantage and tell you, go this way, and he's trying to take advantage. So, use the word, the Nkanda, the word in the Bible to validate what you're hearing. Let's jump over to Crolisa's question.
Yes, hallelujah. Matul Masaka, Elder. That is very important,
Yes.
the point you mentioned, validating with the word. That's why we don't throw this book. Some people, they say burn, tear it down, no? Yeah. So the question of Sister Roliswa is about the Levite, Does the tribe of Levi still have their role to play since their heritage was to correct Isolele with Tatanzam? If so, don't we need them to some degree of leading Solele? Saroliswa, can you listen to me? To make sure she also understands.
Yes, I'm listening, Tata. Good morning, family. Sorry, evening, family.
Sister,
Evening.
not evening. Come on, I greet you in our language. Mulweni,
Oh, Molo Tata.
Uh-huh.
Molo Tata, salam.
Now it's Sambonani, Punjan.
Ipile tatunjan tat.
It's Koranjani. Yeah,
Ipile ram tat.
and get that.
Get
So bon. Yes, I'm Zulu, I'm Xhosa, I'm Ndebele, Sotho. I'm all over, sister. All right. So
okay, Tata.
yes. So, sister, that is a very important question, family. And to be honest with you, we speak about what we know. We don't like to speak what we do not know. That's why, we love Toko, because at least this man does not only teach us, this Bible, he teaches us and encourages us to apply it. We will go back to the Toko Assembly. Toko Assembly, is, most of its rules is based on the Old Testament. But it is very tough, to follow the instruction or to follow Toko as a Tokoist is very tough. Especially, men and women, sometimes it is very tough, very, very tough, especially young people. So coming to the question, yes, Levites are still important and very, 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 very important. That's why the primitive, if you allow me to say, Christianity is no longer the same as the current one.
Okay.
remember, when I'm speaking Christianity, I'm not speaking, the Roman, no. I'm speaking the word that was brought by Paul that was confused, to an Egyptian. I'm speaking about the original word that was taken to that side to teach them good ways. They had the word, but also they preserved the culture. They had a temple. Remember, Paul, they will go, they will travel around, but there will be a time they will come back to the land, to fulfill the procedures in the holy house. We call it in the tabernacle. Honor the festivity, all this stuff. Levite is still important. That's why, as in the Toko assembly, we do have still tabernacle. We still have tabernacle. In Christianity, tabernacle is useless. It doesn't exist anymore because they do not know the role of it. I don't know if there is, a congregation that they have a tabernacle and they practice the way it is here. I don't know. But Toko taught us that we have a tabernacle, and a tabernacle is a very holy place. The place where Nzambi comes down and reveal the deep secret. What is word? Tabernacle is currently the place where the Levites, they transformed in another dimension. We have even no idea. It is a holy place. And that place, tabernacle, only the Levites are responsible for the maintenance of that place. Now I'm going to Numbers, Old Testament Numbers. You can read Sister Release on number 18, and number 18, let me just read one verse at least due to time. Numbers, 18, verse 5, it is as follows. Very important. Verse 5. You yourself must perform secret duties inside the sanctuary. Sanctuary is the tabernacle. And at the altar. If you follow this instruction, the Lord's anger will not again blaze against the people of Israel. So that is the place that Lisa said. Nzambi will deliver his instruction to lead the people. Right now, if there is an instruction, if there is anything that we have to do, for example, in the time of COVID, in the time of COVID, when COVID started to hit, Nzambi gave instruction in the tabernacle, gave to the Levite, Sister Reliswa, and the Levite, they communicated to all the Tokoists in the entire universe for us to do a spiritual work or a sign, for us to be protected against COVID. And believe me, we have never heard a person on our side who died with COVID. Who were exposed to it, some even they got COVID, but they didn't die. That instruction, came from above to the holy house, to the tent, and the Levite. That's why, at the beginning of our teaching, I have shown to you many books that we do have, books, books, which contain a lot of instruction, prophecies, many books. It's huge even, If we have to write a Bible, like a Toko's Bible, it will be very big, family. And that is the way our sister, they wrote the Bible. The Spirit will come, will enter the person, and the person will write. And those also were the role of the Levite. So the Levites, sister, are still important. Yes, that's why we value and we defend it. Tabernacle. The sanctuary, a sanctuary place is still important because a people without a tabernacle, it's like a soldier without a gun. You will go to war and you will be killed very quick. And that place, tabernacle, not anybody is allowed to enter or to even to administrate that place. Only, you know, I'm going now to Exodus 40, 12, you know, to 15. You can also read that. Speak also about the tabernacle. Yes, we do need tabernacle. That's why, you know, we always emphasize and we say to people, please, family, purify yourself, sanctify yourself, especially to those who have a spiritual gift. We could see this is a Levite. We could see that. But the problem is that if you're identified as a Levite, the demand will be very high. Why? Because you are not a normal person compared to somebody else. You are not. You are a peculiar person who mustn't conform to the ways of this world. The way you dress, the way you speak, the way you do your hair as a woman, as a man is the way you behave as well. As a woman, especially as a woman, sorry women, you know, you can't dress, you know, putting nails, you know, long nails, you know, those plastic stuff, yeah, you know, those things on the hair. No. Including pants. With the talk, we don't do that. You know, especially the Levites one, we still have the law again for them is very heavy. It's very heavy. And if they sin in secret, they will be caught very, very easy. They can sin. That's why to be Levite is not easy. And if you go to the Old Testament, some of them were killed. Zambi killed them. And currently it still happens. Some get sick, some they died when they play too much. If they sin, when they come back, thinking nobody saw, the one that will identify you, stay here. At the end, we want to talk to you. He will be like, what did I do? Come on. And the one that will tell you. If you chose this way to follow Nzambe and to serve him, you better make your mind and serve him faithfully, because this isn't a place to play around. Because the tabernacle is a place where all the soul of a solele is protected. We're dealing with life. And when we misbehave, we mislead people as well. Yes, Brachamba, is there any point you would like to mention about this?
Matondo Masaka Antino. Before, thank you a lot, Brother Anta. It was nice to have you once again in the Zoom. Sister Solito, that was a very spiritual question, and I'm even very sensitive. I'm not gonna say who is, but the spirit is moving very strong on me. There are people in this call, in the awakening as well, that belong spiritually to this tribe. There are people in this call and in our awakening that they spiritually belong to this tribe of Levites. And those people, they know because they can feel it. Levites, we like to call them those people that Nzambe set them apart for a specific holy work. Their duty is to walk in holiness, 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 and holiness. And some of them, I believe there are people here. Some of them, when they sin, Other can sin, but if you sin yourself, you're gonna start beating yourself. Your mind gonna start like I said in the teaching family, there are tribes. Everybody, all of us here belong to one tribe. Like it or not, if you know or not, but the 11 of us here, with Sister Rosa is 12, we belong to one tribe, each one of us. Everything was said already, family, just so like anybody who have a Bible there close to you, for us to read again Numbers chapter 3, verse 3 first, and then you may jump to verse 5. Is there anybody who can help us, please?
Numbers 3, verse 3.
Yes, sister, please.
These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests which were anointed, whom he consecrated to minister in the priest's office.
Verse 5.
And Zambi spake unto Massa, saying, continue.
6. Yes.
Bring the tribe of Levi near and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister unto him. And they shall keep
7.
his 7.
Go until
Okay.
7. Sorry to cut you. Can you just repeat again 6, please?
Bring the tribe of Levi near and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister unto him. And they shall keep his charge and the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation, to do the service of the tabernacle. And they shall keep all the instruments of the tabernacle of the congregation and the charge of the children of Israel, to do the service of the tabernacle. And thou shalt give the Levites unto Aaron and to his sons. They are wholly given unto him out of the children of Israel. And thou shalt appoint. Okay.
Thank you, sister. These are the Levites, their duties, their responsibilities. Even Moses' family was part of this tribe. His brother was Aaron. That's why when Moses sinned against Zambia, Zambia did not allow him to go to the promised land. So Israel, we are holy nation. This question brings in Sister Tolisa, yes, they're still doing as it was in the past, it is now. Their mission didn't end, it's continuing. And then this mission is now is to always solely. And I will, according to today's topic, African is spirituality. The Levites are the true African spirituality, holiness, who dedicate themselves to Zambia and Pumu to land. And Brother Benika mentioned about the tabernacle. Even number 3 mentioned against the tabernacle. A place where Mbasi and Buddhas come down. The holy place on earth set it apart when Zambe come down and the holy service are done there. So I don't wanna add more and more, but it is that. Thank you a lot, Sister Soliso, for this question. I don't know if we managed to answer your question. If not, oh yes, you just give us the feedback.
Thank you.
I wanted to add is that the Levites in the current world, they are very humble people. They are some of the most lowest people in the society, and they are the most trusted. If you go to these up areas where maybe the white people stay, or those people who are in the security department, even in the church, those people who are handling the most sensitive roles, you'll find that 99% are Levites, because they are the most trusted in security, they are the most trusted in household, they are the most humble. Yeah. So that's how you can identify. They are very lowly. They don't show themselves. And they are very important. Without them, things will not work wherever, even in the government.
Thank you.
Masaka.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, Alpotek.
Yes.
Sister Roliswa, I think she would like to say something. Sister Roliswa.
No, I wanted to say thank you very much. I am answered. Since I was, as I've been praying previously, that for the restoration and what is happening in the awakening, right? I can see that even the Most High is raising the kings and the queens, and they're speaking up. And my prayer was that for them to submit themselves to the Levites for direction. We know that they are kings and they are queens, right? And they are heads. But I was just praying that they should submit themselves to the Levites. And I stopped because I don't know whether I was in the right direction or was praying the right thing or the wrong thing. So I stopped and I wanted to ask this question. And I think you have answered me and you have confirmed to me. And even Brother Kennedy said that without them, everything will collapse. So I'm answered that. I don't know if I don't think it's also I led myself to pray that prayer. So we still need to pray that the kings and the queens, they submit themselves to the Levites for direction. That was just my prayer. Thank you very much. I'm answered.
Yeah, and maybe I can add, yeah, whenever Isolele would sin, the blame was always on Levites.
Yes.
So wherever they are, when the country sins, the Levites normally take the lowest position. Yeah, when the country is righteous, the Levites will go up. So in any society where the Levites is up, that society is righteous. In any society where the Levites are down, it means that that country or that particular community is in sins.
Thank you.
Levovamo.
Yala.
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 Allow me to say that little trick before I do the time. You know, it seemed like Elder Kennedy is in my mind because everything he's speaking, you know, this is the instruction of Simao Toko toward the elders to protect the tabernacle. You know, Simao Toko say this: the strength of a crocodile is where, friend. The strength of a crocodile is where?
In the tail.
Ah, come on.
In its jaws.
Ah?
In its jaws.
In its what?
His mouth.
His mouth.
Okay, let me say it another way. The environment where the crocodile feels stronger to beat you up. When you want to beat you. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
But that is what Montoko said. He said the strength of a crocodile is in the water. And he said the strength of you is where? In the tabernacle. Just to confirm what Elder Kennedy said. If that place is weak, we will be beaten up. But if that's why we love prayer, you know, and we always busy praying. Because without prayer, there's nothing else, family. We can, you know, that's why we don't like to speak about it and complain a lot. Oh, white devil, they are doing these, you know, yes, with the people. Yes, we can speak as much as we can, nothing will change. But if we come together to pray against that, something will change. Because prayer changes stuff. And faith makes us to get it. So our strength is found in the tabernacle. And that place is profound, is is contaminated, unfortunately, we also get weak. And Elder Mutavi say about the character of those people. Yes, very humble. Must be a person who knows how to keep a secret. And without them, we nobody. And Sister Kuliso said she was praying for that. Yes, she's continue to pray for that. Because the leader must submit himself to authority in Zambia anointed. That's why we submit ourselves to the Vates. Whatever we speak, if the Vates say, what you spoke, take it easy, we must obey. Those are the entities that guide us. They are the one who downloaded the information from above and deliver to the people. And everybody, doesn't matter who is pastor, whatever, they must obey what they tell us. Yes, Elder Patrick.
Siyabonga kakhulu, Brother Kennedy, Brother Benika, Brother Samba, you're undressed. It would be nice to speak to the sister straight in the face, if I could see her. If you have your camera on, you can turn it on. Sister, do you have your camera on? No? Okay. Well, the message was said, thank you. Siyabonga kakhulu. I'm a Levite, and I'm here. My mission is really to give you the message that is given to me and to give it to you. I'm in tears because I will not finish this journey with you. I was taught that already. I am in 4 groups, and we are delivering the messages to you as is given. When the downloads come, we were promised no land. We were given the fire to levitate. To levitate. That is to be a Levite. And for that, it is very tough, because the sorrow that we see in people and those we can't touch, it pains us. We are here.
Yeah, recording. Okay, so if we don't have anything else, I think is where we say to you, it was a lovely. Oh, Sister Rosa would like to say something.
CME family.
Me, Sister Rosa.
Sister Rosa.
Yeah, I mean,
So I would like to share one thing about my mama. It's about the dream that Nzambi can speak with us through the dream. Or yes, he can use a dream to talk to us. I don't know how to explain this, but what I think 5 years ago, 6 years ago, she was complaining and asked to herself what she need to do in the church. So she had a friend that every single day or every time went to our house to invite her to talk to invite her to sing in the choir. And she used to say, I have my voice is not beautiful, I don't know how to sing, and I don't want to sing in the choir because I don't fit in, or I don't fit there. And I remember that she was praying about things like that. Tatanzam, I want to serve you. I want to do something in the church. And I don't know what to do because I don't have a great voice to sing in the choir. So just answer my prayers. I want to do something to praise you and to worship you. So I think 2 weeks later or 1 week later, she had a dream, and in the dream, she explained to us, and I'll never forget. I didn't forget. And the dream was about she saw in the dream on her left, on her right side, she saw a lawn, and the left side she saw a grass. And she saw a man beside her, and the man told to her, I don't know how to say this, but let's try. The man told to my mama, you can step in the grass on your left side. And she was stepping into the grass. In the middle of the grass, she saw snakes, a lot of them, and she felt scared and she ran away and said to the men, I saw snakes there. I don't know what is I don't know why. Okay. I don't know, but I saw snakes there. What is the meaning of this? And the man, I think, was an angel. The man said, this is your work. You want to work to Tatanzam. You want to praise, you want to worship, and you don't know what to do. Look on your right side, and you can see the lawn. Somebody treated the lawn in the best way. So your grass needs to be treated, or to be treated. Wait, whatever. So your grass needs to be treated to look like a lawn. So what?
Working.
Yes, you need to work and to work on it. And she woke up and said to herself, I need to worship my Tatanzambi, so I will sing in the choir. I don't have a great voice, but I will do this anyway. So she currently is is still in the choir, and she's singing. So she's worshiping. I tried. Amen.
Didn't get Maton.
Ingieta, sister.
Yes, Matondo. Mama Zola? think we see this in your face.
Hmm?
No, I see we see we have a guest. Do you may address the guest?
We do? Who is it?
Yes, Altair. Hello, Sister Altair. Hello, Sister Altair. Can you listen to us?
Hello.
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 Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is sisters, this your first time with us?
No, this is second time.
Oh, okay.
That's Mama Margaret's sister.
Oh,
Yeah. The one who asked us to pray for her.
oh yeah.
Oh, Matano Masaka. Welcome, Sister Altair, once again. We are today at the end of our meeting, but we are very glad to see you joining us. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, Mama Ray, thank you very much for bringing your sister, Matano Masaka. This is where Mama Margaret is found. You know, every Sunday this time, if you're looking for her, you can find her. She's here with us. Yes.
Yeah.
And Matano Masaka. So, Sister Rosa, we also thank you very much. Elder Kennedy mentioned about the humility of the Levite. We heard from Elder Patrick, disclosing those secrets from above on how the information is downloaded to convey to the people. We also heard from Sister Rosa. And Sister Rosa, you know, though she's not there, is there Baratamba. She's one of them as well. You know, coming back.
No, somebody just called her.
Yeah. Coming back to the Levites, she's one of them. She's one of them. She do have the gift of prophecy and vision as well. You know, one day we'll touch on that, on what we call the third eye or something like that, you know. We will explain better. You know, she is that gift. And when she speaks, you know, we submit and we listen. And we take note. So Matano Masaka family, for your time, if there is nothing, time is not on our side as well. So I don't know if anybody want to mention something quick, Mazola, before we finish, because we have to now.
I believe that's everybody has commented. Family, if there are anybody else that has a final comment. Benika, I believe that's everybody's comment.
Yeah, Matando. Oh, Mazola, can you please thank our service?
Family, let's give thanks. You want to kumase? You wanna Velala. Ingeta.
Ingeta.
So family, let us pray to close our conversation. Yes, Elder Kennedy, if you may lead us in prayer.
Yeah, let's pray. Our Father who is in heaven, Tatanzambia Mkungu Tulendo, we thank you for this great session that has brought us together, that has made us to grow in love, to grow in knowledge, and to grow in understanding, and to grow in wisdom. You say your people perish for lack of knowledge and wisdom. And this moment we have come together to grow in knowledge and wisdom. As we leave this place, may your wonder follow us with our families. May your wonder follow us with our neighbors. May your wonder follow us for those who are in darkness, so that they may be in light. We pray this, believing in the might name of Isaiah Congo, Ingeta.
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 Kitwali kitu mieto.
Kitwali muntima mieto.
Matondo family. What was the topic today? Fine. Was it benefic family?
Yeah, very much. Very much.
Very good.
Yes.
Pator Masaka. Yes. We'll see you next time.
Ingeta.
Wenda Kambota family.
Ingeta. Ingeta.
Fala com Ingeta.
Banzajulu mwazela pange kota tudisore kuzelese otishima pange kuzelese omishima pange kuzelese omishima alakano wayo lungu ya Jesu ya nzumbi mundu kitena kuimona omundu kitena kuimona omundu kitena kuimona pange ngongo ya tema tusumba baba banzumbi kulengele mu matuta pange kulengele mu matuta pange kulengele mu matuta banzajulu mwazela pange kota tukisore